Like if they see me fit, I can tell somebody like what they need to do. But if they see me fit, I'm gonna be motivation for them to get fit. If kids see me, if they see that I look good and that I'm physically fit, that's gonna be motivation for them to like do good or to even believe what I'm saying. Like there's a way that sometimes like, I'm a big dude. I'm tired. I'm coming in the classroom. I'm stressed out, and I'm trying to deliver a lesson, and the kid's gonna be like, why should I believe this guy?
They can see it.
Versus if I come in and I look physically fit and they've seen the transformation, and I'm trying to convey some information to them, they might be more likely to listen because the image that they're seeing is respectable. You know what I mean?
And that is, honestly, that is one of my biggest issues with our society is that unfortunately that type of stuff does exist. If you look a certain way, they feel a certain way about you and your aptitude your aptitude to handle business. If you're looking kind of sloppy, let's say a salesman, walk up to you, his shirt is all untucked or wrinkled and your hair frizzy, pants just unzipped in the front, like he just looked disheveled. Are you likely to buy something from him versus a person who comes look put together, come walking up looking like Will Smith or something in a three-piece suit and tie, or Steve Harvey or something? Yeah. Well spoken, he put together. They might say the exact same words out of their mouths, right? But just based off appearance alone, he looks like he more about his business. He looks like he got his shit together, so to speak. Yeah. So you're more apt to go with him, and it don't mean that guy is any better. That could have been that dude first or second day on the job, and the other dude could have been the one training him, teaching him everything he knows. So this dude has the wealth of knowledge, but that dude looks like he's about something. He looks like he's going somewhere. He looks like he cares about himself and his business more. So I'm gonna go with him. Yeah. So,
no, I mean perception is reality, and
very much so.
And I mean that's what public relations is all about, like controlling perceptions of people. But I mean, you have to kind of, in this life, we have to be our own sort of public relations experts, and so the reality that we want to achieve, we have to prepare ourselves and present that image so that people see us in that role. And then once we get to where we want to be, we can be a little bit more free and figure out how to tailor it. But at being an educator, even like in your relationship, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, being married, you can't stop caring. You know what I mean? The minute you stop caring and, you get lazy, the other person gets lazy and it just becomes, it's not the fulfilling experience that it could be if you're on your A game. And so that's one of my motivations too is, I want to start a family and like I want to be able to enhance my relationship, and then I want to, do my own thing and as far as art and as far as writing. So my motivation to become healthy is to be better, to have a higher capacity to perform in those areas,
there is no denying that if you look good, like Deion Sanders said, you look good, you feel good, you play good, you get paid good, right? Outside of the play good, you look good, man. It really enhances your self-confidence to another level to where you feel like there isn't nothing you can do, especially if you conquer such a tough battle that is plaguing millions of people in our country, millions of people across the world, as far as obesity. And if you can conquer that dragon, which is one of the biggest dragons out there, then it's really going to unlock the secrets of you. You're going to have more confidence in the way you feel, and the way you walk, and the way you talk, and the way you dress. People who lost an exponential amount of weight, or even a little bit of weight at all, right? First thing they do is go buy the new clothes and look at me in my dress, look at me in my new, it's just almost like a new them, right? And they only lost 20 pounds, but they feel like it's a brand new person. They feel so different now. They're looking at you like, man, I wonder what he do. Now they might want to ask. Now imagine if the girl or a guy, whoever it is, talks to you and found out, man, you're a teacher, and you're athletic, you're an educator, and you're athletic director and all that. Wow, right? They're gonna be blown away by that. For one, your appearance, the way you walked in, you don't look like. You ever seen somebody who going for a job interview? They look like they're going for a job interview. Yeah. You can tell that they don't dress like that too often because they look like they a little uncomfortable in that shirt and tie. It look like it's their first time wearing that shirt and tie, versus somebody who wears that every single day, versus somebody who wears that with the utmost confidence. Look like they important. Or perception is a very, very big component in our lives, and we kind of can't shake that. All we can do is accept it and be responsible for the perception that we put out there. My brother told me one time, you can't control how they see you when you show up, right? You can only control how you arrive. So whatever they see you when you get out that car or you walk into that building, whatever, you can't control that. You could just control everything you've done before you got to that building, before you got out of that car, before you opened that door and say, hey, I'm here for this, right? And that is, like I said, your physical appearance, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk. And it's like I said, no denying that weight loss can dramatically increase all levels of confidence in those areas. It's like when you play a video game and they got the sliders. You can go Madden, you create a player. Yeah. Everybody slide their player all the way to 100 on everything. Even shit that they ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right? You defensive lineman, you sliding his catching to 100, his his jumping to 100. You slide shit that ain't got nothing to do with D lineman to 100 because you 100 on everything. And that's what a dramatic weight loss transformation can really do to you, man. Slide all your little sliders on 100. I mean, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. It's just plain and simple. That's just how it's gotta be. So what is one thing? Don't have a whole list as long as the eyes can see. There's one thing that you're going to do in 2018 to help you get back on track and be aligned with that person that you see, that vision that you see of yourself in your head.
I mean, that means that I don't know how to say that, how to explain this, but like it's that feeling when you wake up in the morning and you wanna sleep for another 5 minutes. It's that feeling of saying, fuck that. I'm getting up right now.
That's called purpose, my brother. That's called
like
purpose.
That's like that, having that mentality about everything is, I think, that what's gonna really kind of shoot me off into where I wanna be in different areas of my life. But that's the one thing that I need to do in 2018. And I mean, it starts as soon as when I have to go back to work on January 8th, and that alarm rings. Mm-hmm. I have 3 sets. I got one for like 5:55, one for 6, and one for 6:05. Right, that 5:55, I'm not going to get up at the 5:55, which will allow me to get up 10-15 minutes earlier and get out of the house 10-15 minutes early, get to work 10-15 minutes early.
You don't want to go through, like you said, your wife is having those cravings. You don't want to go through a state where you're depriving yourself completely, because those cravings, boy, them things get to, and then knock get louder and louder and louder until you fucking answer. And then once you answer, then what? You feel like shit. You're like, man, that shit was good, but I know I shouldn't have done that, man. I feel bad. And you kind of feel like you just fucked up your whole progress, even though it was just a donut, it was just a candy bar, whatever. It kind of make you feel like you just fucked up all your progress. Yeah. Truth be told, you didn't. You could just press reset the next meal or the next morning, whatever. But it just makes you feel that feeling of guilt, like, man. Because then when somebody asks you, how's your program going? The first thing you're gonna think about is that donut. Yeah. You could have been going for 6 weeks hard to paint, but you just had that donut yesterday. And somebody come ask me, how's your program? It's going good.
So what do you think about cheat meals? Because I mean, there's a lot of people that have different philosophies and opinions about cheat meals. But like, what's your take on cheat meals?
I'm gonna tell you. Well, you already know I've lost over 100 pounds, right? Over 120 something pounds. And how I did it during that time was I started off doing 1 week and then I moved to 2 weeks. But I'll go 1 week straight, right? Eating clean, working out. My workouts were just, I was training, doing strongman stuff, so I was working all the time anyway. But just eating, focus on my eating habits. And then Sunday, I eat whatever I wanted for the whole fucking day. But then, if you just splurged out and had 6,000-7,000 calories on Sunday, you surplusing. So then you're gonna spend Monday and Tuesday burning off the damn surplus. You know what I mean? So you kind of eliminate Monday and Tuesday's training session because you picked out so much on Sunday. So I started going every 2 weeks. And what I did was I had a chalkboard in my room. All the cravings that I had for that 2 week period, I write it down. Peach cobbler, brownies, apple pies, pizza, donuts, whatever. I'm a creature of habit, so I don't eat the same thing really. I don't really don't like too much stuff. Yeah, so I'll write it down. And instead of, it used to be, for the first few months, I was going through on Sundays eating everything on that list. When I say everything, the moment I weighed in, And I figure out, okay, and I set a goal. I would say, okay, if it's 1 week, I want to lose 3 to 5 pounds in that 1 week. And if I met that goal, everything on my list was getting eaten that day. Everything. But then I start to feel a little sick. I start to feel that lethargic feeling that because I overate. It didn't make me feel right. So that's why I moved to every 2 weeks. And I set my goal at 4 or 5 to 10 pounds. So a minimum of 5, maximum of 10, or somewhere in between there. If I lost that goal, that means I'm choosing one thing to eat for breakfast, one thing to eat for lunch, one thing to eat for dinner. And then from there, I've changed it to every 2 weeks, and then I'm just choosing one thing to eat, period. And that'll usually be for lunch. So I would choose like pizza, which usually my go-to pizza, and I have like a dessert, right? And I'll be for lunch. But breakfast, I started eating to my normal breakfast, which is a healthy breakfast, and dinner was cheat meals are a necessity. There's only a few people I know through social media and through YouTube that don't, like this one guy doesn't have any cheat meal according to him. He doesn't have any cheat meals. He's so strict on his shit every single day, 365, except on his birthday. It's the only time he allows himself to have like sugars when he has cake for his birthday. Other than that, and it's a set cake, the same cake every year. Other than that, and he's all ripped up and shredded and all that, but there's some people that aren't that serious that have the same body as him, if not better. So,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And bodybuilders, these dudes that be on the competition stage, whatever, like the physique models and stuff, they don't still on 365 eating like that. What they do is they build up, they eat what they know they need to eat for their body throughout the year, and then as it have the cheat meals sprinkled in, a lot of them go get burgers and all that. Pizza is a common thing, and donuts is a common thing, but when it gets closer, 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, whatever from their show, they start cutting that shit little by little, and then several weeks from their show, they just bare minimum. You know what I mean? Fucking chicken, or just straight eggs with no seasoning, no salt. Chicken and rice, sometimes they'll cut the rice and go no carbs for, start fasting, all that type of shit. They're getting starving themselves till they get to that show, they get on stage, they get to posing. As soon as they get off the stage, boy, they be having donuts, cookies, pie, and shit backstage. Because they know these athletes, these dudes up here starving.
They done already called Pizza Hut.
Yeah, they already got the pizza ready.
By the time they get off stage, they're like,
dog, Little Caesars hot and
open up
ready.
the box.
Hot and ready. Before, unless the doctor says you need to save your life, like you need to save your life, you need to go right now because I'm feared you might not make it next week, next year, whatever, then yeah, it's time for some drastic measures. But if it's just a matter of you controlling what you put in your mouth and you go out there and giving physical effort and exertion on a daily basis, then just do that. Because you have this surgery or you go on this crash diet. I know people doing military diets where they're eating saltine crackers and hot dogs and stuff on a day, like 200 calories and 700 calories for the whole day. It's just insane, right? But then if you just sitting still every day, then it might not be that bad. But if you're an active person moving around, you can't go off 700 calories a day. You kidding me? Slaves have more than that. Listen, because you're gonna shed that weight. Your skin's gonna be hanging. Everything's gonna loose. It's gonna look like loose butter in a bag. And then you're gonna hate your body even more at that point. You're still not gonna be able to take your shirt off at the barbecue or at the pool party. You're still not gonna be able to wear certain things because you see the extra fat hanging out. So it's like, you lost that weight, congratulations, the number on the scale is down. Right. However, you done it so fast that your body didn't have a chance to relate or react to it, your skin didn't have a chance to, the elasticity didn't have a chance to kind of tighten back up and all that. Everything just loose and hanging. So now what do you gotta have? Skin removal surgery, right? And then that cost has a certain cost associated too, and that's cosmetic, so it's usually coming out of your pocket, right? Because insurance don't usually cover cosmetic shit. They cover things that you have to have. Making little changes as you go. This journey that I've been on since I was 26, dog. 26 years old and I'm 33 now, right? That's a long time, 7 years, right? And yeah, I've lost over 100 pounds, never, but that's halfway to the goal I had to get to. I'm over here trying to lose over 200 pounds to reach the goal that I'm getting to naturally. But I've just made little changes here and there as far as eliminating the sugars, eliminating the carbs, learning what carbs are good, what carbs are bad, learning what time is best to eat certain things, because you have to know what time is best to eat certain things and what foods do to your body, right? In a general sense. But then you have to figure out what it does to you. Because what it does to you might not do what it does to me. You have to learn. It took me all that. I had to learn literally about my body and how it works. I had to figure out what kind of body type and research body types. and found out that I'm a certain body type and what training works best with that body type, what diet plans work best with that body type. All that stuff, and all that is while I'm still currently in it trying to do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've had people look at me, man, and say, man, you been working out for years, dog. You still big? It's like, I show 'em a picture of where I used to be. Like, oh shit, that's you? Like, yeah, okay, yeah. Now you understand. But I'm doing it my way for a reason. For one, I don't want to drop the weight and have everything hanging, right? And two, it's the knowledge that I've gained on this journey. When you go have surgery, how much are you really learning?
Yeah, it's true.
What do you really, because I know people that have had surgery, bro, and they still got horrible eating habits. They still don't enjoy their body. They still don't have the level of self-confidence in themselves that they thought they would get. They feel better, they look better. Everybody tell them, oh, you look good. Oh, my God. Yeah, they ain't taking their shirt off at that pool party, right? They still eating garbage. They still aren't eating consistently, right? They're still eating once in the morning maybe, and then I don't eat again until 9 o'clock at night, right? You got to eat. You got to eat. There is no I'm eating now, I'm eating a little bit later. Like, dog, you got to eat throughout the day. Give your body substance and energy throughout the day. And then, on top of that, everybody I know that had the surgery does not work out. You didn't work out before. So you thought the surgery was going to make you magically a fitness pro? I lost this weight, right? And now, you go to the gym, you go to a little boot camp, or you do all these other little things for a limited time only. I'll call that shit Shamrock Shake or McRib, right? Because when the Shamrock Shake come out, it's what? For a limited time only. McRib come out for a limited time only, right? You doing that shit for a limited time only, but is that something that you're going to do for the rest of your life? Yeah. You're 35 now, you're 40 now, you're going to live till you're 70, Lord willing. You're going to live to however many age. Are you going to this boot camp? Are you going to this personal trainer? Are you going to this nutritionist? Are you going to this, these Zumba classes, fit with it, blah, 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 for the next 30 years? No. So, all right, that's cool now, but you need to be learning what really works for you, what works for your body, and having this knowledge stored, because that knowledge is going to be with you for the next 30, 40 years. If you're coming to my class because you like the coach, he's a good coach, he's a good trainer, whatever. He decides he don't want to be a trainer no more. He want to go off and do another career, or he move out of state, so now he's not there. Then you back at square one. Because you were only going because you like the trainer, you like the energy, you like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So now you're left to your own devices, but you weren't learning anything. You were just following whatever that person told you to do. See what I'm saying? That's why I'm anti-personal trainer, I'm anti-all that kind of stuff, because all that shit is fads. You didn't hear about Zoom a few years ago. You heard about what? P90X. You didn't hear about P90X. You heard about what? The Sean T shit, right? Before that, it was all this other, it's always something. And if you just jumping from fad to fad, are you really even learning about what works for you and your body? So I always tell people you need to find out what works for you, right? Discover more about you, right? Because that's something that in 30 years from now is not going to fade. You're still going to need to know this knowledge. You're still going to need to know how to train properly. You're still going to need to know what food eats and why you're eating this certain food and the benefits you get from it, not just it tastes good or it tastes bad. There's a reason why you're eating. You have to have a purpose for everything you do. I'm a big advocate of finding your own solutions and finding your own way, because there's something empowering about that, man. Like I said, I lost over 120 pounds without an air trainer. So anytime a trainer comes to talk to me about, man, please, right? I don't need you. If I really want to shed this weight, I know exactly what to do, and I'll be shed by March. You know what I mean? But that's not necessarily the road I want to take. I care more about the performance of my body. Because for me to be the weight that I am, you see me work out, I'll work people half my weight. You know what I mean? I'll take anybody, I've told my friends this, you find somebody my size that can keep up with me or can do what I do on a daily basis consistently, and I give you however much money. We can make any kind of bet. You find somebody who's 350 pounds that has the same energy as me, the same drive as me, the same ability as me, the athleticism, man, and that's not a professional athlete. I understand you a Division I D lineman or something, you might be a gifted athlete, or you would play for the Panthers. Yeah. All right, but I'm just a normal dude, right? But I got an abnormal work ethic, and I developed that over these years. It wasn't always like that, but I developed it. And so that's why I can't, it's hard for me to even understand when I hit up certain people, like, hey, let's work out. Man, I'm tired today. I'm sleepy, man. Oh, man, I got something to do. Like, man, you're going to be tired and sleepy every day because you out of shape. So that's the kind of things of being out of shape. You're tired and sleepy. You're going to have something to do every day, right? You can. I got stuff to do every single day. You know how many projects I got going on. I got something I can always be doing, right? But I make time because it's important. This is one of my things. Me is a project. That's one of the greatest projects. So, because I know, just like we said earlier, I know when I get to that certain point, and I made it to where I am a walking image of the vision I have in my head of myself, people are going to want to come ask me how, right? You ain't even gonna have to ask me how. You're gonna see it. Like, you see it on my Instagram, you see it on my YouTube page. I'm giving you the blueprint right now. Go back and look at all the videos. That's how, right? Extreme amount of dedication, knowledge built up over these years and this journey, man. So I can be able to talk to anybody about this journey. And like I said, everybody's journey is gonna be different, and the experiences and all that kind of is gonna be different. But that's the beautiful thing about it. It is your individual journey. Can't nobody take that knowledge and anything close to it away from you. So at the end of the day, I did this shit for myself and to have greater knowledge of myself. And that's more valuable and worth more than me paying any amount of trainers, any amount of anybody to help me with my journey. Would I like help? All right, cool. Yeah, I would love to have people. I would love to have a team of people, whatever. But at the end of the day, if that team goes away, don't you think you know what I mean? Everything I relied on was going to go away. So now it's back to square one. I got nobody to rely on but myself. So I might as well start off there with myself and rely on no one but myself.